Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Glass Cage Pod. I'm JH.
And I'm George.
28, George.
28.
Yeah.
I was thinking on the drive into town, I was like 28.
28. With the big 3 O's coming up, mate.
It is.
So,
I remember being 28.
No, well, just thinking, we had a big 21st celebration, the big 3-0, whatever.
Have you been told today? I told you explicitly, no more.
No more drinking. Maybe you can smoke some meats or something.
Yeah.
For our 30th episode.
I'm thinking about Elastoplast as a sponsor.
All right, well, guys, we are back, and it's all thanks to Serafin Machinery, so a big thank you to them and a nod to them. Serafin Machinery have a passion for introducing innovation into the agricultural industry and providing customers with exceptional service and quality products at the best prices. Each day, they strive to be the seeding and tillage specialists.
By providing a combination of Australian designed and manufactured seeding and tillage equipment with imported quality products, Serafin can provide the very best range of farming equipment to suit Australian farmers, contractors and resellers.
With dealers in most states, Serafin Machinery believe their continued success is a result of 4 factors.
Selling quality equipment at competitive prices,
Ensuring every experience is A+ rated.
exceptional staff who share the same values as the company,
Industry-leading manufacturing, assembly and servicing facilities. Righto, George. You've finished now since we last spoke.
We have finished.
You finally got over the finish line.
Yeah, we got there in the end. In classic form, night shift, Rigby finishing up at 9 o'clock. He left half a run.
Oh, it wasn't even late.
He ran 50 kg short
Oh,
of seed. So,
oh man.
Yeah, so he did that, and then so that was the barley, and then transported all the way home for 4 hectares. In their infinite wisdom, Tom and Rigby both decided that they weren't going to change the fan speed back up after doing light rates.
Oh no.
And instantly on the outside lap blocked it. All the way up, 4 hectares, rain coming over the horizon.
Leave it, fold it, put it back in the shed.
No, it's they got it out and got it sorted. So yep, all finished.
Roger. So is that the only thing that's been going on for this week for you?
No, we've done our first round of glyphosate sprays on the Roundup Ready.
Oh, fancy.
So got both booms going and cranked it out.
Yep.
So yeah, no,
Rog.
that's us. Oh, a little bit of spreading in bits and pieces, but yeah.
Yep. Now, well, since we last spoke, I started my my flight training.
Yes.
Become a pilot.
Yeah.
So that was good fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Got 5 hours underneath my belt.
Yeah, get you up in the air and off the roads.
I can land. Yeah. I can fly, but I can't land.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I can
land.
I can take no. I haven't been given the controls to land yet. So.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying that you can land. It's just if you'll be able to take off again afterwards.
Yeah. And then other than that, Henry's been busy spraying. We finished our cletho spray, so all the canola's done. Yeah. And we've been busy spreading out some nitrogen as well. Yep. Trying to get this rain. So
yeah,
we ended up with 6 mils out of the last little shower that went through, unlike yourself.
Yeah, well, some of ours came down quite heavy and quite hard. Yeah, it's that slow release rain.
Yeah, there's some big hail around.
Yeah, some of the canola looks a little bit worse for wear, but I'll just say that it's nature's grazing.
Yeah. Well, how much rain did you guys end up getting out of that?
Oh, I honestly can't even remember. I
think it was in the teens.
I think it was 10-ish, thereabouts, but you know.
That's not what the WhatsApp group said.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to... What do you... So do you go to the rain gauge, do you look at the liquid water, and then do you look around it and pick up the little ice cubes and put them in there and wait for them to melt?
The rain gauge is a certain size, right?
Yeah.
So if the ice is in there, then you leave it to melt.
Yeah.
Was there any ice in there?
You've played a lot of hockey. When you've got a little ball and you throw it at something, it's going to bounce, isn't it? So
well, with some of it was golf ball size. I'm surprised it didn't break the rain gauges.
Yeah, well, yeah. It was very strippy, but...
It was quite isolated. We did watch a lot of lightning go all around us.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of dented utes and little bits and pieces, but no major damage. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's all right. No, well, hopefully everyone gets a bit of rain or got a bit of rain out of, there's showers that are going through because we all know that everyone could use it. So
yeah, I think, what was it? They were saying that this front that's drawn in from the tropical was 80% of the country was covered with this one system.
yeah, right.
So yeah.
And all I got was 6 meals.
Oi, Esperance equaliser, it'll come.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, we've got a winner announcement, George.
We do.
So there was the Serafin merch pack, which I'm sure you guys have all been hearing with the ad that's been running for the last couple pods.
Hopefully been looking at like this.
Yes, yep. I'm always too hot, so I can never wear the jacket when we're inside doing a podcast unless we have the aircon on. But I've got the hat on. But so there was the hat, there were hats and the jacket. I think there was a few knickknacks, maybe a stubby holder, and I can't remember what else was in there. But it was a very, very good pack to get your hands on. Yeah. And all you had to do was follow Serafin Machinery on Instagram.
Yep.
And Matthew McDonald did.
Excellent.
So congratulations to Matthew McDonald. Spent hours looking for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got that one queued up nicely.
So, Matt, Serafin will be in contact with you shortly. Hopefully you're hearing it on the pod, and then they'll get in touch with you in the next couple of days. So.
Yeah, make sure you take a couple of photos.
Yeah. You got to put a story up.
Yeah.
Got to show, tag Serafin and tag us.
That's the deal. Otherwise, we're going to start saying that you're responsible for all these confessions.
Okay, right. Well, let's get straight on into it. We did have a bit of a plan of what we were going to do, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few people have reached out to us, which is good. So the Glass Cage Pod on Instagram, guys, if you want your question or 2 a.m. thought, you grind your gears, your confession,
your footy,
send them through. And we got, multiple of each, except for I think we only got one confession and one couple of footies, but some have been anonymous footies, so we can't really talk about them.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame.
All right, well, let's jump into the grind your gears. No, 2 a.m. thoughts. We're jumping into your 2 a.m. thoughts. What's up on my phone at the moment? So let's start with Sam. He's got a 2 a.m. thought here. If you were to pull up stumps in... actually, this is a bit of a... this is more of a question, but he's obviously at 2 a.m. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Yep. So if you were to pull up stumps and shift your farm to another district, where would you go? Taking into account scale and capital value equivalents, e.g. more hectares, low rainfall, less hectares, higher rainfall, close to port, suppliers, etc.
Yes.
It's a very intense, loaded 2 a.m.
It's a good one to think about. That's a real, because you got to take into account everything that's going for each of the districts.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, if you're trying to get closer to Esperance or closer to Albany or something like that, you're going to go down in hectares.
Yes. Yeah. Typically, that's it. Closer to port, closer to rainfall.
Yeah.
I'd reckon as long as it was that's the trade-off though. Like you're trading off your consistency. So, if you go down towards Albany or in closer towards Esperance and you pick up more rainfall, lower hectares, you're not going to miss out as much. But, when you have those big gangbuster years and you look up and you look at the big open flat country and it's doing the exact same, if not yielding more. Yeah,
because typically they've got perfect amount of rain and you're too wet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, that's a good one to chew on.
Yeah. So, where would you go?
Albany way.
Yeah,
or Perth, just on the outskirts of Perth.
Albany way would be nice in terms of you're closer to everything.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got more rainfall than where we are now. But I mean, I'm 4,500, so I got to assume for the same price or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going down to probably like a 2,500 hectares. So then you got to start thinking, well, that's not going to be just crop sustaining you. You probably got to switch into having some cattle or
cattle,
starting a farm shop or maybe even doing something crazy like going to Margaret River and opening a winery.
Yeah.
Brewery actually. I'd do that. I'd go Margaret River. I'd do a brewery.
Oh, look at that.
That'd be awesome.
It would be.
What about yourself?
Look, I'd
Competing brewery.
compete right next door, competing brewery. No.
Always $1 cheaper.
I reckon irrigation. Somewhere that's got
yeah.
irrigation, so really you'd be nailing right down on your hectares. But yeah. As for district, I don't know where, but it'd just be something that's got unlimited water.
Yeah. Yep. Righto. Well, Christopher is our next 2 a.m. thought. Now this one is a 2 a.m. thought. So his one is why no mint flavored lollipops? There's mint flavored everything else.
Well, because there's mint flavoured everything else, you don't need a lollipop, do you? What?
I couldn't think of anything goddamn worse than a mint flavored lollipop.
I've got an idea for you, Christopher. Get a minty, put a toothpick in it, done.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Mint flavoured lollipop.
So mint belongs in toothpaste or chewies.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Well, minty's just a chewy with sugar.
Yeah, but so my wife loves mint chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, horrible.
I had a mint Tim Tam before I came.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't have mint in chocolate. That's just...
Oh, it's perfect.
No, not on. Not on.
There you go.
All right, now this one is from Heath. And this one is, again, this really is a 2 a.m. thought. And he goes, it's currently 2 a.m. in the cedar, and I had one of those 2 a.m. thoughts. If you had a 12-metre air cedar, it did one run around the whole earth, how many hectares would it be?
Well,
It's very easily calculatable because you just do the circumference by...
yeah.
But at a guess,
Oh, who knows?
what's the circumference of the world?
I reckon I'm getting bogged the moment I get to a beach. So it's we're not going to get that far.
It's got to be a couple hundred.
Hectares? Jesus.
You've only got 12 metres, mate.
Yeah.
You probably only just do your farm doing one lap around.
Yeah, that'd be. I'm gonna do the math on that at some point.
All right,
Wait until
I'll
I'm
hold you to it next episode.
Yeah, okay, we'll work it out.
All right, now we're going to go into our grind our gears. Now, I think we were doing grind our gears anonymously.
Yes, yeah, just in case someone outs themselves too.
Oh, actually, this one isn't. He sent a picture through with this one, so it was quite funny. This one. What grinds his gears is when Dad has to supervise for over half an hour, and he just follows me up and down the runs for no reason. Oh. And he sent a photo, and it's just a photo of this ute following the air cedar. I was like, yeah, that would really.
You gotta cut the old boy a bit of slack there. I mean, there's not much on TV, so
Might as well go see that. Make sure the sun's planting the seed the right way up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and then the next grind your gears is when people change grain or variety and just dump what's left in the grain cart on the way out and leave.
Oh, yeah. You know what really upsets you? If you do that and then you come back and you're like, oh, we've actually missed a little bit here. We've got to go and seed and patch that out. You're looking at the pile of grain on the ground. It's been rained on. It's like, well, it'd be really good if that was in a couple of bags.
Yeah. We had it at harvest one time, and the chaser driver was asked to clean out the canola.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have been changing from either canola varieties or canola to barley.
Yeah.
And this was back when canola was, $12.50 a ton.
Yeah.
And they dropped their door and obviously didn't run the thing completely empty. And there would have been at least 500 kilos on the ground. And we're just like, oh, come on, guys. Yeah. You can't do that.
That's half a day's wages.
Yeah. So...
Especially with canola, like you've seen the plants, you've seen how fragile they are, you see how small the seeds are. Do you know how much effort it is to get 500 kilos?
Oh, goodness. All right, let's get on to a confession.
Yes.
All right, so I was washing the boom spray out one day and had the boom folded out and then filled up for another job and drove off with the boom out and then suddenly realised. Hit the brakes, but the damage was done. Smashed the windscreen in the water truck.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I mean, you just changed that one thing. Yeah. That one thing out of habit.
At least he didn't blame his missus.
Oh, well, I'm sure your penance has already changed the window on the, on the truck, and I'm sure that's already been done. But
knowing some spray trucks, though, it hasn't been changed.
yes, this is true.
Yeah, just be head out the window.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's a good one. Yeah, I reckon that one's a. You haven't blamed anyone else. You haven't brought anyone else into disrepute. I reckon that one's you've looked after yourself there.
Yeah, yep. Rightio. Well, we've got a. Hang on. Shall we do Foody first or some questions?
I'll do a couple of questions and then we'll get into Foody.
Couple questions. This one is from Will, and he's just basically asking, "What's your thoughts on regenerative ag, and could it work in WA's dry climate? And is there a future for it around here? Do you think it's all hype?" I think he just answered his question all in one.
Yeah,
because it is too dry to.
Yeah, it is. Like when you start to think about the I'll say traditional regenerative ag, where you have cover crops and you can get those 2 seasons of 2 growing seasons. Oh, we'd say 2 growing seasons.
Yeah,
that you could put in a mixed clover grass and then terminate it and then put in your spring crop.
Yeah.
Over our summers we've just got to be a long fallow here.
Yeah, you can't. It just sucks all our moisture out of the soil. And we rely on that early moisture for our crop.
Yeah.
So.
Every time we've done summer crop followed by a winter crop, you are sacrificing almost exactly what you gain out of the summer crop, you lose out of your winter crop.
Is there anything, can you even grow a good summer crop around here though?
Down further closer to the coast, You get your fodders. Typically,
I think, if you're trying to do,
the sorghum grain, about 700 kilos, which is not flash and no real market for it. So, look, I think that there are certainly elements that can be implemented and stuff that we can look to and try and draw from, but as a whole, I don't think that the entire system works, especially in this like semi-arid stuff.
Yep.
But worthwhile just looking and seeing if there's little elements that can work and trialing.
Yeah. It would work, in a much higher rainfall environment. Yeah,
higher rainfall and I guess like temperature as well comes into it because you end up like the guys right down towards the southwest, they still run into issues with now it gets way too wet way too quickly. Bunbury had its wettest day on record, like 72 mils in one day, and then it's just follow up. So
I'd take that 72 mils.
I would, yeah.
All right. Another question came in from Jan, and just again, guys, Glass Cage Pod. Send your questions in. Okay, so do you guys use any outside contractors to do specific ag work on farm, for example, making silage, etc.? And if people were thinking of becoming an owner-operator, what service do you think is lacking in your area?
One of those FAE rock grinders. Yeah. Specific contractors, excavator, so drainage.
Yes.
And so earthworks, effectively. That would be the catch-all there. The hay contractors, there's a couple around, not a huge amount.
We're not a big hay area though.
No.
If you're in an area that has a lot of like export hays grown, then a contracting business.
Yeah.
To bale silage, cut, chop, dry, whatever.
Yeah.
That would be the go.
Yeah.
Dozer work, I guess that's the same as what you're saying. If you're really keen, get into an ag plane.
Yes. Yeah.
There is always high demand for those guys.
Spreading, contract spreading.
Yeah.
That's always so both lime and fertilizer, or like lime and gypsum bulk stuff and fertilizer. Those guys tend to do quite a lot. Seed grading, contract seed grading. Yeah. I mean, I suppose you got to buy the franchise. Yeah.
Or whatever it is, buy into the franchise. With the Seed Shields and the Hannafords and the...
and the like.
I think that's the only
two we see around. But certainly there are other private ones that over east. I've seen a couple.
I mean, yeah, they're a whole different kettle of fish over there.
Yeah. For which one? Yep. Go and get your plane ticket. Go and do that. That's a surefire way.
Well, I mean, you're definitely going to get work.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll have too much work.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is from Harrison, and he was asking, "What agricultural courses have you guys done? What is it at other? What is this is not worded very well. What is offered? Basically, he's asking what's offered at university, and then what should someone young do to benefit their agriculture knowledge and skills?
So if he's uni bound, ag science, ag business, or ag tech, I think is what it's called. I don't know, like mechanical engineering side of agriculture.
Yeah, yep. So I guess, pick which direction you want to go.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into, breeding, something like that, the agronomy side?
Yeah.
Do you want to be more of a business advisor?
Yeah.
Agro, bank manager?
Yeah.
Anything like that? And then, or do you want to be a farmer?
Yeah. Or like an inventor of ag specific stuff. So like University of Queensland,
seed terminator or something like that.
Yeah, or like the open weed locator.
Yep.
The guys over in U of Q doing all of their same sort of stuff as well.
Yep.
That's a cool branch to go into if you're tech minded.
Yeah, and if you're if you're not wanting to do uni, I think a great couple of courses to do would be definitely go and get your Ozchem.
Yeah,
it's just a simple go to TAFE, get that, get your forklift, get your working at heights, get your confined, go and do all that sort of stuff. Get your truck license.
Yeah.
And if you're wanting to do sheep husbandry, go and do a few sheep courses. I don't know if they do courses on drenching. I'm assuming they would maybe.
Yeah, they run them periodically out at Murask.
Yeah, so just look at anything like that. Yeah. And if you're wanting to get hands on immediately, be a farm hand.
Yeah,
look that way. Definitely look up at Murask, and they've, like you're saying, got a lot of little week long courses that they do. And
Cert 2 and 3 in ag is good if you've just left school and you want some formal structure. We've had a handful of guys come through who have done that.
Yep.
It's good. It's broad. And a lot of it is practical knowledge based as well. So you're out. It's like an apprenticeship, basically.
Yeah, okay. Yep. All right. Now, this one is from Lindy Ritchie. And he says, my question to you is, or I'd like to share with you, is when we chose to get a new sprayer in the end of 2022, we had to decide between a 6,000 litre pool type and a 3,000 litre JD 4730. And we went for the 4730 because of easy use in the corners and the crappy paddocks and small sheep pastures. Dad says spraying isn't a job for him anymore. He likes it. This is the first time he's actually liked spraying. He's always had Hardies his whole life and says he will never go back. Do you think it's worth... and then he's got okay, well, let's just address his little comment there on the... they've gone down in tank size.
Yeah.
So I've said it before, we went down in tank size when we went from a tug-along, like their option was, or go to the self-propelled.
Yeah.
And we went way up in productivity.
Yeah.
And, the boom spray driver was a lot happier.
Yeah, yeah. Control, like you said, control into corners, and I can fully understand this. Tight, windy country.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so they definitely made the right decision by the sounds of it. And then this is just basically... what we've just answered, but he says, do you think it's worth getting some agronomy experience or just basic ag chem course? Would like to hear your opinion.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Essentially what we're just saying.
Yep. Go and do it. Don't necessarily, if you're thinking, oh, should I do it? Is agriculture for me? And you've seen a lot of YouTube and Instagram and you go out and maybe go and do a season and then go and do some study or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Just to experience it and see if it is, it's not all like we all post with the the panning back and seeing the seeder going correctly. And
well, on that,
all good.
Yeah, we said show us your spray rigs.
Yes,
we didn't get any stories on spray rigs.
No,
but we got a couple sent into privately.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you. One of these is your dream setup.
Oh.
Yeah, he basically was exactly what you were describing that they have got.
Jealous.
Okay. All right. Shall we get into let's see if this is the right button. I don't know why that's our Foody button. But
Yeah. It's definitely not the night shift button. Yeah.
All right. So we'll get into this. I'll ask if, I guess we can say his name, but Coley. How would you say that name?
Chloe. Remember, dyslexics are people poo. So.
Yeah, okay. So I'll describe the picture and I'll ask if we can share the photo. Yeah. But essentially, it is a very, very, very bogged.
That is
Hardy boom spray.
That is now a one-wheel Hardy.
And we've got a story to go with it. And I'm going to hand you. You can read it out.
Okay. So it was a normal day doing my spray off before we start ground prep to plant our spuds. They dug trenches a couple of months before because there was a lot of water laying and they needed to drain the water so we could get into the ground prep. I seen the trench. It looked pretty hard from in the tractor. So it was like, she'll be all right. I just kept going. The tractor went over it fine. And then next minute, the sprayer went down and kept sinking. I also did have to have pretty much a full tank with me. It had to stay there for the afternoon because no one was around and we didn't have another tractor at the block to help get me out. Plus, it was a weekend. Love it.
Part of the walk home club.
Yeah, part of the walking home club. That's a good one. Walking. It just depends on how far you had to walk home. I'm hoping that was the furthest paddock away from the shed.
Oh, that's just cruel. Surely the car would be close.
Yeah. Look, as for ranking, this is going to be mid-tier. This is a pretty good.
There's no damage.
There's no damage.
No damage. It's just a little bit of ego.
Yeah, there's ego. There's inconvenience on a weekend.
Yes. Yep.
Look,
getting some good exercise as well.
Yeah, that's
going for a nice walk through the countryside.
Yeah, potato farmers, so everything's green. So
it's got to be wet.
Yeah,
wherever he is.
That's not cricket being that green. Anyway, that's a good effort. I reckon that's going to be a mid-tierer.
Yeah, so we've got a high tierer, but it was sent in to us and it's anonymous. So.
Oh yes, yeah.
Like we can describe what the picture is.
We can describe. It is an air cart, which you would say would be
90 degrees to where it should be.
Yes, yes. How 90 degrees? Not forward, back, side to side.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how they've got it into that, but
that's a good one. That is immediately disqualified for being anonymous.
Yeah. So. And the same one was sent through of a very bad bogging as well, but anonymous.
Yeah, no, you've got to put your name on it if you want the Yeti. That's it. There's no point having the Foody if you don't get something for it. Serafin Machinery have a special offer for glass cage listeners only.
As we lead into the end of the financial year period, Serafin have decided to drop the price of a Tatu DRCP60 speed disc X-hire machine from $196,500 plus GST down to $145,000 plus GST with 3 months warranty.
A ripper of a deal for anyone in the market looking for a heavy-duty speed disc that's only worked 400 hectares with a working width of 7.6 metres on 60 by 22-inch discs requiring 270 to 330 horsepower.
T's and C's apply. The special price does not include delivery and Serafin won't accept any trade-ins for this machine.
Give Rod at Serafin a call on 0488 644 777 to find out more or inquire through the Tatu speed disc link in the description. Secure this special price before June 30 by using the code GlassCagePod when inquiring.
Now back to the pod. Roger. Right, well, for the back end of the show, we thought maybe we'd talk nitrogen.
Yes.
We think we might have covered this before, but...
Yeah, it's topical. We'll talk about what our strategies are this year, I guess. and what some of the reasoning is behind it, and then possibly should go back and listen to the other one and see what our thoughts are and compare.
Yeah.
Or the listener can.
Good way to get more listens. I like it.
Yeah, there we go. Always thinking.
All right. Well, let's start with the first sort of time you go to put nitrogen on, and that's seeding.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be different for me next year.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
I've now decided to go liquid. But
Yeah.
obviously with granule.
Yeah.
So we were doing just separate granules.
Yeah.
And we were doing 40 kilos down the tube.
Yeah.
And then we come back later with our top up of urea.
Yeah.
So we try and do so you got you down the pipe, and then we do 2 top ups. So we do a granule spread.
Yeah.
And then we come back with Flexian after that.
Yeah, okay.
And the granule spread is if we'd had like a really wet start, then we'd up it. We'd go to 80 kilos, something like that. But at the moment, I'm going 50 kilos.
Yeah.
And then later on, we'll come back with our Flexian. And I try to aim in an average year of that 80 units N.
Yep. Yeah.
And then if it's looking to be a really good year, then we'll go for 100 units N, maybe even more.
Yeah.
And then that's when the Flexian or like the urea timing, we could
hit a second shot of urea.
hit it, go higher, something like that.
Yeah. No, we're very rate down the chute blended and split from the seed. So
so you're blended with
like MAP or like any of the phosphate. So just depending on what canola or wheat, whatever we're going for, different product, different loading with different traces on there.
Yeah.
But the urea, first time this year, we got urea sustain, so sustain treated urea, blended, and then we banded that.
You banded sustain?
Yes. Yep.
Right. They haven't done trials with that.
They are this year. So they're doing trials now, comparing just straight urea, urea sustain, and Flexian. So obviously CSBP, but the others would be like N-Shield.
I
think is
Summit's one?
Summit have taken on N-Shield, I think.
We could be butchering it, but yeah.
Could be.
They've all got their own names.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly different products, different names, all the same colour.
No. Summit's one is...
Blue.
No, it's green.
Oh, the one that we had last year, N-Shield was blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And our neighbour's got one that's red.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Unless they're just throwing different dyes out, or
Yeah,
maybe different farmers are saying, this is just
the red stuff, it goes faster. Yeah. No, well, that's it'll be interesting to see how we go. We've got so we've got some areas of the same paddock that have got urea and then just urea sustain with the same rates. So we'll see. But our strategy, it flicks and changes basically. But we're typically all granular and then occasionally just a little top up of like Flexian or Flexian-S. The Flexian-S this year that we've got is basically only for our glufosinate tolerant stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So instead of having to haul bags and bags of Amsol into the machine, we've got Flexian-S to do it.
Yeah, okay.
Max M Flow, Flexian-S.
Yep.
Be about the same.
Yeah.
So that's our strategy from there. But what I would really love, like the other products that are available to other parts of the country, I would love to be able to go out and band like liquid ammonia, like the big N.
Oh yes, yeah.
Have an anhydrous.
Yeah.
Have an anhydrous set up. So those guys
got like the big rigs with the big discs and split it mid-row banding and
get that get that big N out there. That'd be awesome to have, but unfortunately in WA not an option.
Nah, I imagine it'd be very expensive. Obviously more capital to buy as well.
Yeah, more equipment, but it should be. And talking to a couple of guys in the US, it is cheaper per unit. That's why they all use it, but it's highly volatile. It's pretty dangerous to use. So,
yeah, I mean, we've done full sustain on everything this year.
Yeah,
on the
top up.
Top up.
Yeah,
we're going full sustain just for that peace of mind of
Yeah, the
will it rain?
anti-volat.
Will it? Yeah. And then obviously it doesn't volatilize.
Yeah.
And I think because we have touched on this before, we don't have that leaching issue. So I'm not worried about leaching my nitrogen.
Yeah.
Whereas you were trialing a product last year, I believe that.
It was more. So that was the N Shield.
Yep.
That's. I think it's a South Australian guys, but they've been selling into Queensland, basically because of all the restrictions on their nitrogen spreading up towards the the top end.
Yep.
So where the leaching and the runoff is a major issue. Everything has to be banded, I think. Fact check me. I mean, they're Queenslanders. They might not have the internet yet. So.
Jesus Christ.
But so that product's more focused on the leaching side, but obviously the anti-volat, it's all like it all comes at a cost, but I believe it is a very good thing. Very good thing.
Yep.
Not just for environment, but for
Well, it works well for both farmer and environment.
Yeah.
You can say that it's not volatilizing, which we should probably explain to people what that is. Yeah. In case they don't know, but it's basically when you spread urea out and it starts to break down essentially, like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But because you haven't had the rain, it's not going down, it's gassing.
Yeah. So it's going up into the part of the nitrogen cycle, breaks off, goes up, becomes a nasty greenhouse gas.
That they don't like. And
which is, it's a major, like, I don't know, where's a tinfoil? But it's not so much a tinfoil thing, but we all know that West Farmers is under significant pressure for environmental sustainability goals. So the ESGs, they're just very quietly, pumping away and making a lot of carbon and making the fertilizer and burning a lot of fuel and energy. And they go, well, we've probably got to tighten up a little bit on this. So we're going to really push this product.
Yeah.
We're going to get a rare win-win here.
Yeah.
But, it's their way of ticking a box so then they can get more shareholders happy. But, I mean,
if it works.
If it works, it works. And that's the whole point.
It'll work for us when we have to fill out the all the forms and everything to try and be carbon neutral and
when the Europeans win,
all that. But I mean, last year because I trialled 100 ton of it, so I had 100 ton of that, 100 ton of just bare urea.
Yeah,
and where I did it on wheat, did it on wheat, had a trial, and where the wheat was spread with normal urea, it went APW.
Yeah.
Now, where it was spread with sustain at the same time, it went H2.
Yeah.
So the protein went up.
Yeah.
So obviously it's getting its nitrogen.
Yes.
Well, more nitrogen.
Yeah. More usable for it. So
yeah. So it's expensive.
Yeah.
$50 a ton.
It's also a bit like petrol. Like smells good, but you know that you shouldn't smell it.
It doesn't smell good.
It's one of those smells that you
smells
smell it.
It's like sweet and
it's like
Have you felt it?
Yeah, it's oily.
It's hot.
It's oily.
Oily. Well, but it's hot. Have you felt it coming out of the truck?
No. Out of the back of the truck, I haven't noticed it being hot. I've just noticed
it's hot.
It can't. Woof of smell.
Yeah. It's hot.
Crops are green.
We had it last year, and then we got halfway through the pile, and it was shear face.
Yeah.
So you go and put your hand in it just to break it all up. It was still hot. I was like, is this good for the shed? Like,
keeping it all in.
Yeah. So
No, it's it's an interesting space that everyone is now getting into because I think that the first cab off the rank was like the polymer coated ones, and they were very expensive, like the coated urea, not just the treated.
Yeah,
and
this is treated, coated.
No, treated because it's all through the urea granule. It's not coated like the ones that came out. It looked like BBs. Like little bright orange marbles.
Yeah.
That stuff was really expensive. And that was, it had been around for 20, 30 years or something in the US and obviously in horticulture. Like with their controlled sustained release, like that's it. this is the first one that's actually hit our market and been successful, I reckon. So
Yeah, and then I think a lot of people will start to take it up once it starts to show results.
yeah, well, like you saw last year, that simple protein bump means that there is efficacy there.
Yeah,
So when the protein spreads are there, probably covers the cost of the sustain.
Probably does.
Yep.
Yeah. So the burning question,
Yeah.
Flexion,
Yes.
do you stream or do you flat fan?
Oh, it depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm a little bit naughty, maybe I'll put it in with some Boxer Gold and Tiger X.
Jeez.
Then go away for a month. But yeah, no, we stream.
Yeah.
I love streaming Flexion. It's one of those jobs that is dead shit easy.
Yeah, you can go in any condition.
Yeah.
Except for when it starts to maybe blow back up onto the boom somehow. But
Well, then hopefully, typically it's raining and it's washing off at the same rate.
yeah. No, we also stream. I don't think we have ever tried to flat fan. It's just too risky.
Yeah, it is.
You're already doing a hot enough brew as it is.
Yeah,
When you're doing broadleafs.
yeah. No, it is a very quick way to hot it up. You know, Tiger X, bit of tilt,
Yeah.
Flexion.
And the aggro's always
Copper.
like, oh, look, it is going to touch it a bit, but don't worry, it's gonna recover, it's gonna be fine. And then you just got this white paddock.
Yeah, come back. You're like, I have seen glyphosate sprays that have been less effective. It's streaming definitely is the go. Did have one of the guys the other day, he couldn't quite get enough out, 130 litres. He wasn't able to do his 27. So
K's an hour.
yes.
Gee, no, you got to bring the stick back.
No, you go out, you go spend some time in the workshop and you re-drill them.
Then you're not going out at the correct rate.
No, you big bore them. No, it'll go out at the right rate. It's
No, it won't.
Yeah, no, you can get different
You got
size
different
streamers.
pressure.
Yeah, different
That
size
goes-
streamers.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So he's effectively just taken his small streamers and just big board them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Now, did you want to address something that happened in the last episode? The comments that we've been getting?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
not?
Yeah, well, okay. So there was a couple of freaks on night shift who took a comment that I made in complete innocence and have decided that they wanted to
Acquire your services.
yes, yeah, believing them to be free and on offer. So I'd like to unequivocally say no, that's not happening. Night shift, you bunch of weirdos. Keep it in
Go
your
to
pants.
sleep.
Go to sleep. Seeding's over now.
Well, for you it is.
Yeah, for them it is as well. That's it. Stop listening. You're banned.
Goodness gracious. What a way to end out the pod.
Wow.
Now, actually, I did. Is there someone that you guys would like to have us on?
Yeah. Yep.
Did I phrase that correctly? Probably not. What guests would you guys like to hear on the pod?
Yeah. I have been working pretty hard to try and get. I'm going to out him. I've been trying pretty hard to get Jack Orshot on here.
Oh, big sauce.
Big sauce. He has been extremely busy, as he would obviously be.
Yeah.
But
That's for the how to get into
yes,
your own farm.
yeah, how to get into farming. So it's his story will be it'll be quite good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now the pressure's on. If anyone would like to hear from someone who's gotten into farming, I'll message you his number.
Right. But is there a certain guest that you guys have got in mind? Now, remember, we don't have much pulling power, but
Yeah.
who do you want to hear from? Obviously you don't want to hear from us every week. Do you want us to get an aggro on?
Yeah.
We'll get Frothy on. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. There's another one.
There's
Outed.
another one. Outed. Frothy, you're going to have to come on the pod now.
Yeah. Agronomist turned farmer.
yeah, sir. I mean, that'll be a good topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yep. You guys hit us with some suggestions.
Guests of what you want us to talk about,
Yeah.
who you want to talk with, and send in some more questions.
Yep. Love
'Cause,
them.
It's good to see.
Yep.
Keep tagging us and everything. And again, a massive thank you to Serafin
Yep.
and Matt McDonald. We expect a story of all your merch.
Yes. Yeah. Good luck in the Foody, guys.
And yeah, good luck to everyone with the foodie. And we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.